Just a minute, we'll be sharing the slide. So in the last class, we had started with the topic which is called as a actors on the scene. So what are the actors on the scene? It is a basic, whoever is going to use the database, especially for the large database, like design, using and maintaining here. So in this actors on the scene, there are the different kinds also there where designing or using and maintenance can come for purpose of, yes. Was there any question from any student? Am I audible to you, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here, the kind of the design, use and maintain, not completely actors on the scene. From this part itself, designing part can be done by the workers behind the scene also, which is about to start the next topic here. Maintenance also can be done behind the scene also here. So that will come workers behind the scene. And who are actors on the scene here? Three people are there. Those are database administrator, database designer, and end users here. And we had studied with the concept database designer. He is a person, he or she is a person acting as a chief administrator here, who will take care of overall database, who will decide what authority can be given to the user here, and who will try to monitor and coordinate the database as well as the hardware and the software also here. Getting? So he is not actually going to design the database, not actually going to insert the data, not actually going to update or delete the data here. Just he will collect the requirements from the customer. He will decide to whom the task has to be given here. सिर्फ मॉनिटर करते बैठने का. Okay. Then database designer. These are the people actually going to work for the database here, like constructing the database here. Some designers can be the people only creating a structure. Means for table, only table here. In the table, assume that roll number, name, marks 1, marks 5. Till marks 5 is there here. He is the person of creating the structure of the database. And another designer will be like inserting the data here, inserting the values in the database. So that time the query can be written as an insert into data table name, that all the things here. So one designer will be like only creating the structure. Other designer will be like inserting the data. So insert करने के लिए भी query लिखना पड़ता है. So that is also one kind of a designer. Actually, here the database designer are responsible for identifying the data. What kind of a data has to be stored in which column? I mean, in which basket, what data has to be stored here. So that. Then choosing appropriate structures. Yes, just now I have told you. And the last one, it is what interaction with a group of users for database view. And the third one, it is what called as a end users. End users are, we are the people. Getting end users are the people whose job require access to the database here. Wherever the database is already being created for that database, who all are going to use? Who all are the members to access the kind of a database here? Either we are going to read the database, or we are going to update the database, or delete the database, like this way here. So they have said that for querying, updating, and generating reports here. Querying means what? I have to ask. I want the students who have scored above 90 in the DBMS. Updating means what? I want to make some changes already there in the database. And generating means what? I have to take a printout or reports creation should be there, like a monthly, quarterly, yearly here. And there are different type of end users. Those are casual users, nav or parametric user, sophisticated users, and the last one, it is what? Standalone users here. So these are the three categories which will come under the end users here. So what are the casual users? Those are the operational. They will not access the database daily. कभी तो आके access करते हैं और हर बार कुछ तो नया database चाहिए. Those are the occasional casual end users. Occasional access the database, but they may need the different information each time. Those are people like managers. We say no audit part here. Some people will come and visit every time they want some information new. Then nav or parametric end users here. You can say immediately nav or parametric end users can be the people who are working in the bank. So those people will be sitting for the bank who will take the depositing amount here. So what actually the parametric or nav users are? Biggest group of users frequently query update the database. Always updating और कुछ तो query करना ही पड़ता है. Using the standard canned transactions. Canned transactions means what? Transaction is working. It is not in a this what pause state. Only 50,000 balance मतलब 50,000 balance. उसको कुछ तो होना पड़ेगा. Either 25,000, either 75,000. Something has to work with that 50,000 here. So when it is getting worked, so that is what called as a chain transactions here that have been carefully programmed and tested in advance here. If you have withdrawn, it should be deducted. If you are going to deposit, it should be increased here. So that is what called as a tested in advance. Examples will be like a bank tellers, reservation class here, otherwise airline flight tickets also. Anything here, updation should be there here. So those are called as the parametric users and the sophisticated end users here. These are the users who are going to use the database management software. Of course, every user will use the software itself, but these are the people here who are going to use the database management system software as well as they have the knowledge of DBMS software creation. They are completely familiar with the this what facilities of the database. They know the formula to insert the data, what query has to be written. They know the formula to delete the data. They are completely familiar. They will take a ready-made database also and they will start making the changes in that database they want it, the way they want it here. So they have said that it includes engineers, scientists, business analysts, and others who thoroughly familiarize themselves with the facilities of the database here. Okay. So to implement their application, unke application ke liye database chahiye na. So why they will waste the time to create from the beginning? If the application is ready and only database has to be inserted, matlab database has to be connected for your application, what they will do? They will take a ready-made database software and they will try to include in your software. And while including, already it is being created, kind of changes they will start making. So to make this kind of changes, they should know the knowledge of database management system software here. Getting? If you didn't get this, I'll tell you the example. Assume that next year you are about to go to the 6th semester, you will start working for the project. Okay. And then you will decide to work on any some application. Assume that library database management system you want to do the project. Okay. So आपका website design create हो जाएगा, everything it is there here. Now you know how to create the database also. But there is an opportunity, there is a luck for you that already database is there. Some seniors, assume that इसका senior का तो कुछ तो database है, library का ही database. So what you people will do? You people will take that senior database, you will just include in your project. So when you're going to include in your project, you will have an idea. We will not do like this way. We will change some structure here. Already there. कुछ भी नया क्रिएट करने की जरूरत नहीं है, सिर्फ वो इंक्लूड करना चाहिए, मतलब इम्प्लीमेंट करना चाहिए. You are supposed to insert a database in your project. Only you can go on making the changes the way you want it. Structure. Now assume that in the library database management system, assume that you have only roll number, name, and issue date. Okay, issue date, but you don't have return date here. So what you will do? You have included a roll number, name, issue date. You will insert one more column which is called as a due date. Getting? Means your time is being saved for creating that roll number, name, issue date. What you have done? You have included only due date here. So that is what called as a sophisticated end users, and you are familiar with that. You have taken already database from someone, just implementing, inserting in your project, and you are making the changes. Okay. Then next one, it is what? Standalone users. Who are the standalone users? They actually maintain the personal database using the ready-made program packages that provide easy to use. They will just purchase a package here and they will maintain their own database, like a personal database. Then software engineers, one more users are there. It will, who are the software engineers? These are the people who are determining this what end users, especially the nav and parametric users. Why nav and parametric users? Because they are the one important users of the database. क्यों? हर टाइम कुछ ना कुछ तो ट्रांजैक्शन होता ही रहता है. For that purpose, software engineers, they will take care of the parametric users, how they are going to use it. They have to be take care of the tools, like if deposit is there, the balance should be increased. If your withdrawal is there, the balance should be deducted here. So that care, that kind of a care and similar thing should be updated here. So these are the software engineers here. Then application programmers implement this specification as programs. Then they test. Of course, without testing, your project will never run, and you are not supposed to give your project to anyone until and unless it is completely tested. There should not be any errors. Debug should be done properly. Document should be created like a manual. When you're going to create a software, you are going to sell that software to the customer. So that time, some customer may have knowledge about the DBMS, some may not have. So those who don't have the knowledge of the DBMS, you are supposed to create a document, manual. Something goes wrong while working with the database, what can be done? What can be the quick solution? That for that purpose, the document should be created and maintain this chain transactions here. Such analysts and programmers are called as a software engineers here. Okay. So these are there. Now the next topic, it is what called workers behind the scene. Same it is. You people have a look yourself and then let me know. Just take a glance for this slide. What are the workers behind the scene? Backside of the database here. Actors on the scene, सामने कौन काम कर रहा है? That हो गया. Then here workers behind the scene. You yourself look, have a look and please tell me. Try for that. Very easiest it is. Try for that. Very easy. And I want some interaction with the class here. If it is a wrong, if it is a correct, I don't mind. You have to talk something. Please, anyone? Shubham. Who all are there? Let me check with. I will only call for the person. Dinah? Yes, Dinah. You can tell me what you have got the idea by reading the slide workers behind the scene. Don't leave the class if I am asking you the questions, please. I
Person who
want some
designs
instruction. Yes, Dinah.
person who designs, use
Hmm.
and administer a database.
Okay. It is a kind of this actors on the scene. Similar to that kind of. No? Okay, the answer is correct. Who designed the database? Actually, actors on the scene मतलब क्या जो ready-made है उसके साथ हम access कर रहे database. And workers behind the scene who will design the database, who will create the database. Here, have a look here. Who design, use, and administer a database. The person who will design that, he will take a demo for using the database and he will also administer. Means he will be taking care of the entire database. Others are associated with the design. Just one team will be there who will be taking only care of what designing. The way I have told you that assume that Dinah is going to be the designer. She will only take care of creating the table. Only she will go on creating the table. Inside the table, she will write roll number, name, then marks one, marks two. She is the designer. Okay. And then development. Development means what? Some other. For the development, let me take like Renuka is the developer here. She will try to insert the data. She will try to create a query where the Dinah has created a structure. For that, she will try to create the query. Whatever it is getting matched or no, actual data here. Okay. And then this what operation. Operation is also same like creating the queries. Then these are the persons are typically not interested in the database content, as I have told you that not interested to insert a database. Now, live example, again, you can take your COVID vaccine here, COVID vaccine. What is there here? Some people will only create the database, register करने के लिए only database here. Name, first name, full name, only database here. These are what the workers behind the scene. And what we are doing, we are inserting actually our this what values name Shruti, surname Kulkarni here. So whoever are created at the backside, those people are called as the workers behind the scene. Here the definition, I mean here the sentence itself is provided here. Those who are not interested in the database content itself, self structure के लिए है. और Dinah is only creating the table. She is not interested what data will be inserted here, what roll number will be there, and what name will be there. She is not interested. She is least bothered about that. She will just create and give it to you. आपको क्या डेटा डालना है वो डालते जाओ. But she will explain you. Roll number means what values you have to put like a number. Sometimes what happens, we keep on providing alphabets also, numbers also. That way she has to give the idea. Okay. Then there are three workers behind the scene. The first one, it is what database management system designers and implementers. And second one, it is what tool developers. And the last one, it is what operation and maintenance person. Same it is. Once again, I will give you glance here. You can have a look and tell me who are the workers. Have a look here. The first worker, it is what database designer and implement the DBMS software package. Can anyone try? Check. Diana has told me that designer, you can tell me tool developers. Aishwarya K. Aishwarya Kundri. Yes, Aishwarya.
Yes, ma'am.
You can tell me tool developers.
Ma'am, I should read that.
Yes, yes, you have to read, understand yourself, and try to tell me. Take a time. Others also can look. Doesn't mean that Aishwarya have given. She only has to look and tell. Designer is being done by the Dinah. She told me only designing. What is a tool developer?
It designs the database using some tools in the database.
What tools can you try?
Ma'am?
What tools? Using the tools, it is correct. Fine. You have given that much. Okay.
Madam.
Now, let me tell you the example. In the first point, designers and implementers, it design and implement the DBMS software packages itself. Dinah has created a database. Only she has created a table specifying that roll number, name. Then after that, all that 5-mark subject here, that only her work is done. What exactly the tool it is? Now, what Aishwarya will do, she will take a tool like inserting the data. Structure to create ho gaya. Dinah has created. Inserting the data which is being done by the tool. What kind of a tool? Is it insert? Is it delete? or is it update? So some tool developers team will be there here. They will be always ready to prepare a different types of a query. I say always. I want a student those who have scored above 90 in the DBMS here. So you have to write the query. It is your duty. That tool should be there here. If you're going to insert the data, query should be there. Tool should be there. Insert करना है आपको insert करो. तो tool insert के लिए what query you have to write? Insert into table name, values, roll number, name, marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, marks 4, marks 5. This is the tool of insert. Delete. What is the tool of the delete? You have to decide. Delete what you want to delete. You want to delete only Sai Prakash roll number, or you want to delete the roll number of all the students here. So that is also tool. You update. You want to update something. So for that, updation should be done only for one student, or updation should be done for all the students here. So that is also the kind of tool here. Are you people getting means what I am actually trying to tell you? What is a tool? Separate tools will be there. And the last one, operation and maintenance personal system. What is this here? Database create हो गया है, डायना ने create किया है, and then tool developers is being done by the Aishwarya, and someone should be there to take care of that structuring of the database and to take care of the tools like insert, update, this word delete. Everything has to be taken care. The person is what operators and maintenance. He has to take it. They have said, see, are the responsible for the actual running and maintenance of the hardware and the software. Yes, hardware is also matters here. To store the data, you need the RAM only, no? The kind of storage here. For that purpose, you have to take care of your hardware also. Space is there, or what less space, more space, what data has to be related, what data has to be included, compression, decompression, everything matters here. So these are the workers behind the scene. The next topic, it is what advantages of DBMS approach. So there 10 marks question or 5 marks question will be there. You can make a note down of this question here and just you have to write the headline. Advantages of the database management system. So here many different advantages will be there here. Okay. So I am trying to tell you what I know, what is the easiest way and what you are supposed to write in the exam. First one, I'll be starting directly. I'll not specify the separate advantages. Total GR. Okay. I'll just start reading here. First advantage is what? Controlling redundancy here. Can anyone tell me what is the redundancy meaning first of all? Anyone? Yes. Sai Prakash? Is Sai Prakash there? Means I'll be taking the example of Sai Prakash first.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is the redundancy according to you?
Which is no longer needed in the database.
One second, please.
Something which is no longer needed.
Okay. See, you are just nearby to the proper meaning here. Fine. No problem. Others want to tell us what is the redundancy?
Ma'am,
Anyone
respiration.
interested? Okay. Restriction. Okay. What exactly?
Having multiple copies of data.
Yes, correct. Now it is correct. Now, first I'll tell you the example. Our college department office. Prashant sir has created one database of your class. Okay. So assume that one file has been created, table. Roll number, name, first semester result. Only first semester result. Okay. He has created. One more file. Roll number, name, second semester result. One more file. Roll number, name, third semester result. So, can you tell me here what is happening? Can you tell? Should I repeat? Prashant sir has created the 3 files. In that 3 files, Prashant sir is saying that roll number, name, first semester result. ये एक file हो गया. In the second semester file, again he has created roll number, name, second semester result. The third file he has been created roll number, name, third semester result. What is happening here? Can anyone try? Yes? Okay, no worries. Here, 3 times we are saying roll number, name, roll number, name, roll number, name. Roll number तो नहीं change हो जाएगा ना यूनिवर्सिटी का. The roll number is not going to change. Every year till you complete your BCA, it will be same. Okay. Then what happens? The same copies are getting created here. So he has to store the this what roll number same here. Similarly, why he has to create every time roll number? Now assume that roll number of Sai Prakash is 542. Is that roll number going to change university number for second semester, third semester, fourth semester? No. Same only here. So what Prashant sir can do? He can do the idea called as a roll number name, first semester result, second semester result, third semester result. Those who have left in between your college, some students will be there. So that roll number also will exist. They might have attended only one semester, but that roll number also might exist here. Only they will leave the blank here. What is done here? Storage is saved. Time is also saved. Just he has to go on inserting the new data here. So let us have a look here. Actually, what is the controlling redundancy here? Data redundancy means such as trends to occur in the file processing approach. Repeated years leads to wasted storage space, duplication of effort when multiple copies of a data need to be updated here, and higher likelihood of the introduction of inconsistency. You will not get exactly what these higher words are there here, but what is the controlling redundancy means what? You are not supposed to have the multiple copies of data when it is repeating n number of times. Example, you can tell for every semester the roll number name was repeating, only what was getting changed, only the first semester result was getting changed and the second semester result was getting changed. So what we did, we have saved the space and we started inserting only the new column, which is that first semester, second semester. So redundancy should be there here. Getting in this database management system. If you go on thinking for the file processing here, every time you're supposed to create a new register book. Every register book, again you have to write roll number, name. What is happening here? Everywhere we are using the same content here, only new column is getting added here. So that should not be done. And this is what the advantage of the database management system is. Second, easy to access the data. By reading the sentence itself, it is what if you have a database which is being created by the DBMS software, it is very easy to access. How it is easy? So let us have a look directly in the database management system. All the data stored, just a minute. All the data stored in the database is in same format. So retrieve the data from the database is easy because we use the same application programs to retrieve the data from the database. What happens in your file-based system? Every time we have to go on checking the new changes here. So that will be very difficult to retrieve the data. But if you think of the database management system, same structure will be there for every semester file here. As I have said you that first semester file has been created, the same structure can be applied for the second semester also here. Only what changes we want, that can be included. But if you think of the file-based processing system, every time the structure will go on changing here. that will be very difficult to access the database here. I'll give this example with the help of demonstration in this practical here. Getting then. So each file needs a separate application program to retrieve the data. This is also called as a data isolation here. Isolation means what? Nowadays, everyone is using the isolated. Everyone is being isolated in different wards or different this what house quarantine. Not that here. Okay, here there's some other word is there. Isolation here. Restricting unauthorized access. The third advantage here. What is restricting? Some students can have a privilege to access the database. Some students cannot have, some users cannot have it. Those who are fake people, those who are accessing the database, we have to provide the security for them. What can be done for the DBMS software to provide the kind of security here? So DBMS software should provide a security an authorization subsystem. We have to provide a password when we start accessing the database here, which is used for specifying the restrictions on user accounts. Common kinds of restrictions are allowed to read the database, only to read the database. Some users will be like changing the database. So that should not happen. So we are supposed to make that privilege who can access the database for only reading, who can access the database only for writing, or who can access the database for both. That kind of a restricting unauthorized access here. Just like providing the password and decide what kind of operation can be done by the user. Then the fourth one, providing persistent storage for program objects. What exactly it is? Very easy, not that difficult. Object-oriented database systems make it easier for complex runtime to be saved in secondary storage as to survive beyond the program termination and to be retrieval at a later time. Here what happens, sometimes you go on inserting the data here and some errors will occur or interruption will happen for your system. So that time when the interruption has occurred, where you were stuck for the database, where you were stuck for inserting the operation or creation anything, after the interruption has gone, after it has recovered, where you had stuck, again back to the pavilion should come here. So that database management system software will provide here. Okay. Providing backup and recovery. The subsystem having this responsibility ensures that recovery is possible in the case of system crash during. Whenever you go on creating the database, no, you are supposed to make a ability to save that database in a different manner also. In one more copy should be saved automatically. If your system fails or get crashed, that database will be available still. So which is being given by the DBMS software here. And then presenting the complex relationship among data here. Now, this also you will not get exactly now. If I go on reading, a DBMS should have the capability of represent such relationships and to retrieve the related data quickly. As I'm taking the example of only what roll number name, marks 1, marks 2, marks 3, marks 4, marks 5. Like only one table I'm taking. But what happens when we are going to use n number of tables in your database, which will start very soon. In that n number of tables, one table should have a proper relationship with the third table. Similar columns will be there. So that time they will represent a complex relationship among the data also here. As I have said you that if you change the phone number of Sai Prakash, that should be updated for the second semester, third semester, fourth semester, fifth semester here. It should not happen सेपरेट नहीं करते जाने का. फर्स्ट सेमेस्टर का चेंज किया हमने, चलो सेकेंड सेमेस्टर का चेंज करेंगे. No, why? If you're going to make a change for the Cypress data only, you should only make once, and that should be applicable for other semester also here. So that is what called as a representing the complex relationship among data here. I will tell still with the help of demonstration in the lab here. Okay, soon I will start. Just few topics are there. Immediately we will go on starting the lab also here. So just wanted to ask you, shall I proceed with the lab for the separate classes? Half an hour daily or alternate days?